matter most. Lights came prime time action.
Well, the Midwestern snows have come to Southern Ohio, and we are in for a chilly afternoon of football at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here we go. 11 Thomas. 12. 11.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Man open, that's Ja'Marr Chase complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Bengals at 9-5 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
From the 38, Burrow. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
He will find his man Chase complete. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
11 MT. 11.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game plan for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game plan for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
11 MT.
An option handoff here to Mixon. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. This defense for the Dolphins, they were strong last week, CD, and that win over New England.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
He completes it to Boyd. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Get set. Thomas. 11.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first here this afternoon. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go play action. Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. McKenzie now to return it. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll run it with Newsome. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. A first down throw for Mayfield. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
11 MT.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Burrow will throw. To Mixon on the check down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
From the 41, Burrow.
Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Get set. 11 mighty. 11 mighty.
First down, here's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again. I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here we go. Here we go. 11.
They'll give it to Mixon. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attack.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list.
And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel.
Now Burrow on first down. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve.
As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down. Now this worked, so I guess I shouldn't be nitpicking too much, but they only had a couple of inches to go. Why fake punt?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If you're going to go ahead and try and pick it up in that short of a distance, I wouldn't even go into fake punt formation. That's like using up a big play for no reason at all. Leave your offense on the field and pick it up. But again, what were we doing? We're nitpicking, right? Because they did get it.
It worked. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. To throw, Mayfield. And going deep for Hill. It's caught inside the 25.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Touchdown, Dolphins. From 19 yards away.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
McKenzie now from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
11 MT, Tate. 11 MT, Tate.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
They find some open field here. 20. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
They'll roll him out right. And he's brought down. And he's got it. So the try for 2 is successful. And that bumps their lead up even further.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Third quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10.
Mayfield to throw it.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
The tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think that's one people remember. I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And it's caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Well, talk about a great call on special teams, a gutsy call. They fake the extra point. They'll wind up getting 2 for the price of 1. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Here we go.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
12, 11.
Now it's Burrow. He sets to fire deep. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. What a season he continues to have defensively. Now a dozen interceptions this year, Charles.
And let's face it, we've watched a lot of ball. But when you get 12 in 1 year, that's better than most careers, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you might be asking for a bump in pay, too.
No doubt about it. Running right in there and talking to the team.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw here taken in by Gesicki. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, 133.
Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2nd down and 4. Newsome on the carry. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. But right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. Edmonds will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
He's at the 50. The 30. 10. 5. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
McKenzie will not return this, and it will be brought out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. There'll be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the 30 on second down. Burrow eluding the pressure right.
And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. The LSU connection. Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 103 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Here we go.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. Burrow giving it to Mixon on the option.
Uses the stiff arm.
You're down to the 41.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
11 coming.
Here's Burrow.
And he slings one that's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
11.
Burrow. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game.
Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Again, it's Newsome. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Mayfield.
Got a man. It's Waddle complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Newsome. And some room to work. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles.